All right, taking a live look right now, Capitol Hill, courtesy of EarthCam Network. California Senator Dianne Feinstein now facing further calls to resign after it was revealed she suffered additional health complications stemming from her battle with shingles. You see the headlines on your screen. A spokesman for Feinstein confirming the 89-year-old senator suffering inflammation of the brain and facial paralysis. The previously undisclosed medical details come as she is facing calls to leave office with questions over whether she is fit to perform her duties. We'll bring in now Rick Santorum. He's a former senator of Pennsylvania, a senior advisor with Convention of States, and a Newsmax contributor. Senator, good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Friday. Obviously unfortunate to report anyone's decline within their abilities physically, and to see that obviously on the on a national platform. But in terms of serving within the Senate, what does that mean? It was said for months, 2 months, while she recovered, that she had missed dozens of Senate votes. Yet she's insisting, at least to one reporter, that she hasn't been gone. She's been working. Again, what was told to Slate here, which left many confused. What are your thoughts on this? And even within her own party, many saying that she needs to resign. Your thoughts?
Yeah, they can say whatever they want. She has complete control over that unless the United States Senate calls up an expulsion resolution, which requires 2/3 of the Senate. That is not going to happen. There's no real precedent for expelling a senator for health reasons. Usually, these things are taken with an understanding of the infirmities of life and a compassionate understanding of what people are going through. But this is a much more ruthless time, and you're seeing Democrats, not Republicans. You don't see Republicans calling for her removal. You're seeing Democrats calling for the removal for one reason, for power and to be able to execute on their agenda. And she's obviously got some serious problems, but there's only one way to get rid of her, and that's through expulsion, and that's not going to happen.
Right, it's procedural. But you know as well as any here, Feinstein, she's a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, now unable to confirm some of President Biden's judicial nominees because of Feinstein's inability to vote. And to your point, Ro Khanna, a California Democrat, has called for her resignation. But then there's the question of how this is conducted. If indeed the almost 90-year-old, she turns 90 in June, if the almost 90-year-old senator does resign, that leaves it up to Governor Gavin Newsom to appoint. Is that correct?
That's correct. He would have the power of appointment, and he's actually appointed a few senators. Kamala Harris obviously, stepped down, and she was replaced, and so he's had this power of appointment before. It obviously will be another very liberal Democrat who will be appointed in California. So there won't be any real change in the composition of the Senate, but there is a push because of her position, because obviously she with a 1-vote majority, her vote becomes important in the Senate, but also in committee. And they can't get people out of committee who are the most radical. Let's just be clear about this. The Republicans have been, let's just say, overly kind to Joe Biden when it comes to judicial nominations. The vast majority of his judicial nominations have come through the Senate Judiciary Committee on a bipartisan basis. Lindsey Graham has run the minority side in that way. He has the opinion, which many Republicans have had over the years, which is when a president wins the election, he can nominate people that conform to his ideological point of view, only if that person has some sort of radical views beyond the radical views that Joe Biden has, or is not qualified for office, do they block people. So really, it's only the most extreme Biden nominees that are not getting through right now. But yet the left wants those through, and that's why they're pushing her to get out.
All right, we'll see what happens and continue to follow that. Rick Santorum joining us live. We appreciate your time today, Rick. Good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.